Hello and welcome back to my channel. I am Mercedes and this is the Frugal Life with Mercedes. So it seems like the government shutdown is nearly over. As of this evening, Congress has passed the bill to end the longest American government shutdown. And it is being sent over to President Trump's office and then he has to sign it. But all the things that I've read and seen, it could take a few days before everything gets moving again. And, there's a lot of details like with the air traffic controllers and SNAP benefits and just federal workers in general. And, they're going to have to work that all out. And I don't remember exactly, but basically what I read was that there were some Democrat senators that sided with Republicans and some Republican senators that sided with the Democrats on this bipartisan issue. And there was also a provision in this bill that would make it possible for senators to sue over their phones being seized. Now, basically, the long and the short of it is when the investigation into January 6th was taking place, when the investigation was being taken place, there were 8 senators who had their phone records seized for the investigation because there were President Trump at the time of January 6th had been in contact with some people in the Senate, and they were just, it was part of the investigation. So now there is a provision in this bill that says that those senators can sue for, I think it was like $500,000 or something like that. And so there were some senators, and I assume Congress people that were like, hey, that's not cool. Like, it was part of investigation. So they were not being wiretapped. There's a lot of misinformation. Some people are saying that these senators had been wiretapped and that it was an invasion of privacy and all these kinds of things. And I understand the invasion of privacy, but when you're trying to do an investigation, a legal investigation, especially at a federal level, that's something that has to be done sometimes, unfortunately. And as just like a regular person, if I was involved in some sort of legal whatever, God forbid, hopefully I never am, sometimes you have to provide phone records and different things like that. And it does feel like an invasion of privacy to the person that's doing it, but that's the only way to do a very thorough investigation of something. So whether you agree or disagree, there is a provision in the bill now that says that people can, these senators can potentially sue for $500,000 for this. And I also saw something that there was some arguing about hemp. That I didn't really understand. I didn't really dive deep into that because I was just like, hemp is fabric. Like, come on. But there was, some things, and people mostly voted on party lines, but there were some surprises. But so it is getting sent over to Donald Trump's office, and we will see how long it takes to have that signed. And then once it's signed, we'll see how long it takes for everything to open up. So things are looking up, guys, but just remember, this is something I was talking about with a friend of mine. With everything that went on during the government shutdown and the fact that the government shutdown lasted for so long, and the things that are in this bill, the things that we know about and the things that we don't know about yet in this bill, it's going to take people probably a long time to get back together, pre government shutdown, because you got to think there's been so many people that have been affected financially, emotionally, spiritually. Relationships, I'm sure, have been not that great, because think if you and your significant other are both federal employees and then it's like your income is gone, that adds a lot of stress and strain to people and to relationships. And I've stated this before, where I live in Virginia, there's a lot of federal workers. We live not that far from DC, and you know, I can't speak for other parts of the country because I haven't really lived in other parts of the country, but where I live, there's a lot of federal workers, and, you know, it has really impacted my community, that's for sure, and people that I know personally that were affected, you know, being government employees and things like that. So anyway, guys, I'm going to talk about all that in another video, just more like the potential impact of this long government shutdown and things that we can learn from this government shutdown, but I'm not going to get into that now. Today was my long day. I haven't even had dinner yet, and it is 10 o'clock at night, and I got to eat and get to bed and take care of myself, but I really wanted to get this video out. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching, and please consider subscribing to my channel, and until next time, guys, bye.